devastating performance against the Bulls. The emotional return of Steve Kerr brought out the best in the reigning MVP in a quality win versus Indy. And Monday night, in the most anticipated regular season game in memory, the Dubs destroyed the Spurs in yet another 30-point destruction of a team considered among the NBA's elite. Tonight, they look for payback against a Dallas team that dealt the Dubs one of their 4 losses this season. The Warriors host the Mavs right now. A sold-out Oracle on a midweeker with Dallas in town, and another chance in history. Warrior fans have not seen a loss on the home court in a year, and they're looking for 40 straight wins, climbing the charts for the longest home winning streak the league has ever seen. Hello, everybody. Bob Fitzgerald alongside Jim Barnett. And, you know, after the Spurs game, you think, okay, maybe a bit of a letdown tonight. This building is still pulsating. People want to see the Warriors. They are the team in the NBA, and you can feel it.
This team is so resilient. They don't worry about numbers. They don't worry about who they just beat. They're just looking ahead and saying, we want to win. We don't like to lose. And they just keep doing it.
Well, they lost to Dallas the last time. They'll be ready tonight. The Spurs game was one game. You heard people say that. It was one game. The 1-2 battle in the West is going to last all season long. Dallas is a playoff team. 6 straight playoff teams in this run for the Warriors.
It's going to be a lot tougher. You've got a lot of games on the road coming up here over the next couple of weeks. But the Warriors beat San Antonio. They won the first round. They'll meet 3 more times. They'll really be tested when they go down to San Antonio because we know the record down there.
We are tested describing the brilliance of Steph Curry. What can you say about a player that is doing things that have really never been done in league history? The ball handling, the shooting, the point production, the efficiency, the shots from distance. Jim, we're running out of words to describe him.
Well, he is the best improviser in the league today. He just scores in so many different ways. He finds ways to get to the basket and get the ball into the net. It's remarkable what he's been doing this year, and particularly over the last 4 games.
I don't care what video game you're playing. 34 points on 57% shooting in 31 minutes a game. It's beyond description.
It really is. And when you look at those numbers, 5-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. It was against Cleveland, Chicago, Indiana, San Antonio, the best defensive team in the NBA. He just tore apart everybody. Kawhi Leonard, the defensive player of the year. Believe me, I played in this league. I know how hard it is, how difficult, how terrific these players are. He makes it look easy, and it's not that easy. He's just a wonderment.
So the brilliance of Steph Curry, but then the depth and chemistry and camaraderie of the Warriors. The bench on this team has got to be seen to be believed. Sean Livingston, Brandon Rush at 48% on threes. Mo buckets will kick in. And don't forget Barbosa and Iguodala. The Warriors are ready for the Mavs. They get a little payback in mind. Greg and the guys back in the studio right after this.
The Warriors win tonight inside Oracle Arena. They will tie the 2nd longest home winning streak in the history of the NBA and stretch it out to 40 games in a row at 66th and Hagenberg. Remember about 10 days ago we were concerned about the Warriors. They lost 2 out of 3, 1 in Denver, 1 in Auburn Hills, Michigan. Look what they've done since. They go to Cleveland on the holiday and win by 34. They go to Chicago 2 nights later and win by 31. They beat Indiana by 12 on Friday. And then they demolished the best team, second best team in basketball, the Spurs, by 30 on Monday. So Steve Kerr was asked earlier, how do the Warriors maintain the standard of excellence they have set?
We don't really talk about that dynamic. We just try to get them ready to play every night. And our guys are self-motivated. I would say the biggest thing is we try to set a standard that we can hopefully reach on any given night, and that is the challenge, to play not necessarily our best, but to play at a high level night in and night out. And for the most part, we've done a really good job of that, and we've got to keep doing that.
All right, Greg Papa in studio, joined by the former head coach, Gary St. Jean, former player, Kelena Azubuike. You guys know, as coaches and players, how hard that is to get up to play every single night and not let down. This is a let-down league, Saint, but they just don't do it.
No, they don't, and that's a credit to their character and the coaching staff and the chemistry and camaraderie. They are self-motivated. They compete, and that's what's really special about these guys. As a coach, you do not take that for granted with your team.
Yeah, well, they respect every opponent. They come out and treat every opponent the same way. They prepare the same way for every opponent that's getting their pregame in, whatever it is they do. They watch the film. You got to do everything the same. And you can tell as a player if you're having a letdown preparation-wise. You can kind of judge yourself and be like, okay, am I preparing the same way for this game, this big game, as I am for the Brooklyn Nets or a team that's not as good, the Lakers? So they got to judge themselves, and they've done a great job of that, obviously.
That's why they're 41-4. Tonight they face a team that gave them one of their four. They have avenged every one of the other four. They have not beaten the Dallas Mavericks yet. Now, you look at the box score, and the one thing that's glaring, Steph Curry didn't play, which was a big part of it. Neither did Barnes, Barbosa, and Ezeli. But Dallas made 7 more threes than the Warriors. That never, ever happens. The Warriors have only been tied 3 times, including this game in the 3-ball. But, of course, the big caveat, Steph did not play. Rick Carlisle has switched up his lineup. As we thought, Saintly, he's not going to start Charlie Villanueva. He's going to go to the small lineup, we thought. He'll have one big on the floor, the 7'2" Tunisian rookie at 27 years of age, Salah Mezri. Otherwise, he's going with 3 guards and Chandler Parsons, who's a wing. So it's going to be a small game tonight.
Yeah, it really will. And for me, I think the key is going to be ball movement. You've got great mismatches in the Warriors' favor here tonight. Don't hold the ball and try to do it yourself. Let the ball do the work for you. Change sides, and don't get less than 30 assists tonight, Kelena.
I like that. I'm going team defense. Make sure the weak side is alert. Make sure your defensive principles, you're on point with all those. They've been doing great lately in that area. They need to continue that tonight.
All right, Dirk Nowitzki, we saw him out shooting for like an hour before the game, but he's going to rest during the game. He's not going to play. Different challenge for Draymond Green tonight. Monday, he had LaMarcus Aldridge. Tonight, he has Chandler Parsons saying he could step out and make a 3 on you.
Microfracture surgery. Chandler's finally coming back to himself, and I look for him to try to stretch the defense. Draymond can completely handle that. The question is, can Parsons guard Green?
Yep.
No.
Warriors trying to get to 22-0 at home at Oracle this year and stretch the win streak to 40 in a row dating back to last year in the regular season. Enjoy. We'll see you at halftime. Warriors basketball is next.
It's time for tip-off. Here's Fitz and JB.
All right, MVP. Inside Oracle, sold out for the 156th straight time, looking for the 40th win in a row in this building. It has been a calendar year since letting one slip away against Chicago. And the Warriors, when you beat San Antonio at the level that they did, that resonated throughout the NBA. The Mavericks know what's in store for them. Dirk Nowitzki will rest tonight after hitting the game winner against the Lakers last night. Dallas is a playoff team. Chandler Parsons had a 31-point game, a season high a couple games ago. He's playing great basketball. And they have the veteran Deron Williams and Rick Carlisle, one of the elite coaches in the NBA, and a Maverick team that beat the Warriors 114-91 on December 30th. Steph did not play in that game, but the Mavericks were terrific. And don't think the Warriors have forgotten that. Our Xfinity starting lineup, first for the Warriors, with Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Harrison Barnes, Draymond Green, and Andrew Bogut. For Dallas, Deron Williams, Raymond Felton, Wesley Matthews, Chandler Parsons, and the Tunisian Salah Mezri is playing in his 10th game. Mezri played for Real Madrid, Jim, and after the pursuit of DeAndre Jordan and not acquiring him for Dallas, they scoured the world really for 7-footers and said, who's playing internationally that we could grab? They also got JaVale McGee. They're looking for large defensive centers.
Yeah, they missed Tyson Chandler. Won a championship with Tyson. But this man is 29 years of age. He's got experience with Real Madrid. He's not bad.
Well, that Donnie Nelson character found a international player named Dirk Nowitzki, and that seemed to work out well. So the Mavericks looking overseas.
And no Dirk tonight, as I told him before the game. Spielen nicht heute Abend, which means no playing tonight.
You have to stop swearing at the opponents. Harrison Barnes hitting a three to begin the ball game. That's a nice sign. Harrison scuffled a bit against San Antonio.
Chandler Parsons has played a three all of his career. He's now playing the power forward spot. He's playing the 4 spot. He says he's enjoying it because he gets bigger people defending him, and he feels a little quicker.
And bigger people jumping up in the air as Bo get fouled in. Rick Carlisle, 645 wins. Incredibly outspoken as the head of the Coaches Association. He was not thrilled about the change in Cleveland. But even Greg Popovich, I thought, at the line of the night to cap off the Warriors-Spurs game.
Yes, I know.
Where he said, well, if my GM had been in the locker room, maybe I would be fired.
Yeah, it's a good thing the GM's not in the locker room because I would have been fired.
Yeah, that's...
Now, by the way, Rick Carlisle was asked that specifically. Said, I never heard the quote. I don't know anything about it. He did not want to talk about it, anything on that subject.
Klay Thompson slicing down the lane. Draymond finding him after Parsons hit both free throws.
Well, nice way to start it. You beat him outside, you beat him inside. They're doing so much better with those back cuts, and Klay Thompson's been a beneficiary.
Chandler Parsons missing the three. Darren Williams rolled an ankle. He's limping a little bit and trying to run it off. Curry creating space. And off iron.
He could have shot that ball from the top, from inside. He had about 3 looks at it, and he finally settled on an easy one and missed it. I'm expecting Harrison Barnes to have a bounce-back game tonight. Did not play well at all against San Antonio. Fouled out.
Williams missing. The size of Mejri, but he touched it last. When you play Dallas, they're 3rd in the league in fewest turnovers. They don't beat themselves. Rick Carlisle runs an excellent offensive system. The Warriors saw it, allowing 114 points in Dallas. Harrison Barnes had the mismatch, but that will be a defensive 3-second violation. Mejri trying to help from the weak side. That'll be a technical free throw.
Well, you can see Darren Williams. He's not as large as Harrison Barnes. Harrison's very strong, but Darren Williams is strong also. He made a mistake there reaching in a little bit. Just stay with the body, and he's doing pretty well.
Steph Curry hitting the free throw, and it's a nice symmetry to Steve Kerr's record. 124 and 24, including that 16-5 championship playoff run.
Very impressive. There's a deep one.
Curry off iron. So with 2 point guards, Raymond Felton and Darren Williams, a couple players can initiate the offense for Dallas.
And then you got Wesley Matthews.
Draymond Green picking up a foul. Jason Phillips, Michael Smith, and Leon Wood blowing the whistles tonight. 3 very experienced referees. This is almost kind of a playoff crew.
Well, I think the Dallas Mavericks, to try to stay with the quickness and the shooting skills of the Warriors, that's why they're starting 3 guards. Williams, Matthews, and Felton. So they're going a little undersized.
Wesley Matthews dribble it off his foot. Harrison Barnes looking for a seam. The cutting Klay Thompson. And he's fouled on the fadeaway. I like Harrison creating there, is that we see him finish, we see him shoot, he can elevate, but the growth for Klay and Harrison are making plays for other players.
You don't often see Harrison Barnes try to finish a break like he did. He was playing the guard spot there, brought it right to the free throw line area, and held up. He did not try to force a shot. Came right in there and found the open man.
We comment how Steph has improved so dramatically, Draymond so dramatically, Klay's on a steady incline, and Harrison will be the next Warrior to continue to get better.
Well, in 2 areas. Number 1, ball handling, and also judgment. Decision making.
There you go.
And that's what Draymond Green has climbed that ladder this year in decision making.
He's teaching the class in that. Wesley Matthews missing. So Harrison's handled a lot here in the open floor. Tough on tough. Draymond and Wesley Matthews. Clay continues to move nicely without the ball.
It's the third trip he's made inside. 2 scores.
And the 2 free throws.
Plus the 2 free throws.
So Clay's got 6 of the Warriors' 10. In addition to the great 4 straight wins against quality teams, 4 straight games of 30 or more assists, as Felton able to finish inside.
Well, his quickness worked for him there. Andrew thought he was going to get that, but he was just a little bit better on that one play.
And Clay getting it to Bogut. Andrew staying with the play to tip in his own miss.
That's just how you pad your rebounding stats.
That's it. I mean, it's a KG veteran. He knows. Hey, I get a bucket and an offensive rebound.
Not going to hurt his field goal percentage too much. He shoots 64%, doesn't take many shots, so he's not worried about one miss.
So Bogut another rebound. Felton misfiring. Andrew handling. Klay Thompson corner 3. Yes, sir.
Another one of those early runs we've seen.
They haven't cooled off from San Antonio. 5 of 8 shooting. A 15-4 run to begin. Clay's already got 9, and the Warriors are rolling at Oracle. You're watching.
Our tender turkey breast sandwich with...
Welcome back to Oracle Arena. Warriors up 11 on the Mavs. Steph Curry wows the crowd with his diverse array of finishes and touches on floaters and layups. His inspiration? He told me Leandro Barbosa. He used to love watching Barbosa when he was with Phoenix, and he even had his coaches clip some of Barbosa's fancy finishes and send them to Steph. And when he found out that the layup king, Leandro, would be signed to the Warriors, Steph immediately told him of how he influenced him. And now, in Warriors games, when you see Leandro or Steph on the sidelines gesturing with an outstretched arm after a layup, that's their signal for a fancy layup. That's what's happening on the sidelines there.
Leandro Barbosa is one of the great finishers. And Steph Curry is always looking to improve his game. I'm sitting next to a guy who could finish with flip shots and reverses. You watch Jim's highlight reel, he had a lot of that in his game too.
Well, Leandro has a knack for getting to the rim. Great finishes, but a lot of people can finish, but they have trouble getting there in the first place. And Leandro has no problem at all, even at his age.
You always say those flip shots, you can flip it quicker and higher than anyone can jump.
Yeah, you go to try to reach your peak on a jump, and you get somebody that is a terrific shot blocker and has height on you, they're going to meet you right at the top and just give you a sandwich. You're going to eat it the other way.
Bogut was in the lane, a 3-second violation. Don't even guard Measure out at the arc. You see Bogut sagging in. Shot clock at 7. Chandler Parsons. Chandler Parsons was in Houston. He was an improving, evolving small forward. He's been banged up a little bit for a couple of years, but his last couple games, he's played great basketball. Klay Thompson's off to one of those insane starts. He already has a dozen on 4 of 4 shooting.
Well, he was so open. He had all the time in the world. He's got a quick release. He's got a picturesque, picture-perfect jump shot. It was on display there. He didn't have to rush it at all.
Shot clock at 5. Good closeout by Steph. He got a piece of that. And that's the risk the Warriors will take on the outlet. Deron Williams good attacking. Bogut inhaling rebounds. He has 6 boards already. Harrison Barnes, no double coming. ISO post-up. This is where H has been so efficient and improved so much. Parsons, nice pump fake. They go right back to it. Harrison Barnes on Deron Williams. Again, Dallas electing not to double. The open shooter is Steph Curry. And he'll never be more wide open than that. That's the key, Jim. Don't guard him.
Interesting. Thompson's 4 of 4. Steph 0 for 3. Unusual, but it won't remain that way.
Klay They stayed down nicely. Shot clock at 5. Matthews has nowhere to go. Shot clock at 1. Felton's got to just heave one up, and he made it. A 3 to beat the buzzer.
And he's only a 34.5% shooter from three-point range, out 32.5.
Harrison Barnes a little offline. Parsons attacking. Bogut didn't buy the ball fake. Felton inside. Draymond gave ground. Measuring the offensive rebound.
We saw that same kind of play with Boban the other night from San Antonio. Just reach up and drop it in.
Serbian, Tunisian, Curry off the heel of the rim. Steph 0 for 4. Darren Williams missing. Measuring another rebound. Klay Thompson came to help for the block. Draymond had Parsons retreating, but he commits the offensive foul.
Well, the Warriors are getting any kind of shots they want normally. Let's watch this play for a minute ago. We're going to stop it right here. We got a screen by Bogut, but watch Stephen Curry, the shooter, come in, and that's going to allow Klay Thompson to come around because everyone's concerned about Steph Curry. He's drawing a lot of attention, and look how open Klay Thompson is. The Bogut screen helps, but then it disrupts when you see Stephen Curry because all of a sudden people say, hey, be on guard, and they forget about the man coming across the top.
That is the new basketball phrase. It's called gravity. How much does someone draw attention? There were 3 Mavericks worried about where Steph was going, and that gravity allowed Klay to be wide open. Steph doesn't get a stat for it other than his brilliance sets up a teammate.
That's a nice little give and go there. Yeah, they're afraid to jump switch because they don't want to leave Curry.
Dwight Powell scoring on the other end. Klay missing the 3. And the Mavericks, as most veteran teams do, kind of grind their way into the game. They're shooting only 33%, but down only 7. Warriors had built a 14-point lead.
Oh, back door. Just in time, Andre Iguodala got it. You want to go over the top of the screens a lot of times on Darren Williams, but not when he's really handling the ball and looking to make plays. Go underneath.
Klay Thompson kind of a heat check.
If you go underneath, you don't have to switch as often. I think the Warriors do probably a little too much switching.
J.J. Barea with a little runner. So Dallas on a 9-0 run, and Steve Kerr is going to use the timeout. 3:36 remaining in the first. And the Mavs, after being down 14, are back in the ball game.
Warriors dance team swimsuit calendar.
Warrior basketball on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Togo Sandwiches. Big, fresh Togos. Had a big first quarter for Klay Thompson with 12 of the Warriors' 20. With 3.5 remaining in the first. Now, as Steph Curry had 4 great games, our Geico Advanced Analytics, the Warrior bench was spectacular in the last 4. 11 points better than their season average. Incredibly efficient from the field and on threes. And moving the ball with 13.5 assists. And so when Curry and the starters are playing great and the bench brigade led by Iguodala has been terrific, you get 30-point victories over good teams.
I tell you, Sean Livingston was terrific. 6 for 6 in that game. Brandon Rush was 5 of 6. Sean Livingston, though, had another breakout game in Chicago. I just thought he was absolutely phenomenal in Chicago. In his 16 minutes, got 12 points on 6 of 8 shooting. He doesn't miss too many shots.
So Steph Curry, Barbosa, Iguodala with Brandon Rush and Mo Speights. No Festus Ezeli tonight with a knee issue.
And had an MRI, and that was negative. But he said yesterday in practice that it started hurting, so we're taking a look at it.
Charlie Villanueva's first playing time. Felton missing there. Rush, good rebound. Brandon to a cutting Barbosa. Brandon Rush, the rebound and the dime. That was nice. We've seen Harrison, Klay, Brandon, all playmaking. Take a little pressure off Steph Curry.
And you notice how Barbosa uses his right hand exclusively. He does a great job of that. And he takes it right to the backboard and the rim. That little area in there where only he can reach.
Barbosa So is he going to try to hammer that?
Yeah, with his left hand. I've never seen him take a left-handed shot in my life.
Have we seen him dunk?
I don't think so either. Check this one out. Nice bounce pass. I thought it should go through there, but he just, Brandon Rush got it through everybody. Normally that would be a bounce pass.
So we got to ask LB about this. Are you trying to send that home with the left hand? Drew the foul. We saw Steph Curry dunk for the first time left-handed this year. He'd never done that in his career in 7 years.
Well, I know most people here came to see the Warriors again, but you like to see the Stars. And I'm disappointed Dirk Nowitzki not playing. They want to play him on back-to-back nights. He's 37 years of age. 18 years in the league.
Simple solution for some of that, and Adam Silver's working on it. Eliminate some of the preseason, spread the games out, have fewer back-to-backs. Won't have to rest so many stars.
He's their best three-point shooter. Next in line will be Chandler Parsons for him.
Villanueva.
He just scored.
Flipping it up and out. No space with a rebound and drawing the foul.
Villanueva upset. Not about the foul so much as missing the shot.
Villanueva's picked up 2 quick fouls. He shot a lot of threes in the last couple of years, Villanueva. Not as many as Dirk. But it's just spectacular.
It's the easy way out.
It is for Charlotte. And now he's 24% this year, so there'll be more to that. Steph was going to shoot that. Shot clock at 5 as they post up Mo.
I love the way the ball movement there because it allowed Mo to get deep in position. So just one dribble and he can get to his comfort zone on the move.
Correa is a handful. Spades is tracking him so he couldn't finish there. Dwight Powell has Curry on the switch. They throw over the top. And Steph had to foul him.
J.J. Barea, not drafted out in 06. Signed a free agent contract. It's been 5 years. His first 5 years in the league with Dallas. Then he went to Minnesota. Around he came back. And he is quite a competitor.
Well, Dwight Powell, 15th pick in the second round a year ago out of Stanford. Another Canadian. And after the United States, Canada has the most NBA players of any other nation. Powell dropping in the free throw. Remember tonight's game, all Warrior games on CSN are streamed live via the NBC Sports Live Extra app on your mobile phone or tablet. Stream the Warriors on the go. So Steph Curry will sit without a field goal here in the first quarter. 0 for 4 and 0 for 3 on threes. Powell hitting a couple.
That will only motivate Stephen Curry. Believe me, when he returns.
Knocked away. Powell in a sprint. Spates beat him to it. There's 11 to work with on the shot clock. Iguodala cutting through the lane. Dallas played pretty good D, but he got it to Brandon Rush anyway.
Got the bounce. Deflected pass turns into a layup, not a turnover.
Talked about Villanueva shooting threes. There's one right there. At only 24%.
He can get hot.
He can get hot. That's exactly right. Number 1 pick out of Virginia. Justin Anderson getting the playing time. He's drafted 21st.
We've seen Villanueva in Detroit, Milwaukee. He's had some productive years at the offensive end.
Livingston went behind the back there. And Barbosa right to the rim.
Villanueva was not a shot blocker. He was the only one protecting the basket. See if Dallas goes 2 for 1 here. They're going to.
Yeah, Rick Carlisle, he's got a little signal. It looks like an uncatchable pass NFL signal. He went right over his head. Barea looked at him. They knew they were going to take a quick shot. They should get the last one with about a 5-second difference. Oh, with the elbow. No Spates will turn around. Warriors need 8 seconds of defense.
Well, he's going to try to get it. He might go all the way to the rim here.
It's Powell drawing the foul with 1.3. But it was Barea.
He created it. He doesn't shy away, J.J. Barea, from going all the way with the bigs inside.
Steph Curry proves it, but Barea backs it up, is that quickness. I mean, height and size are important, but quickness, ball handling, very, very important in today's NBA. Barea is, they list him at 6 feet. There's absolutely no way he's 6 feet tall. But he's so quick, and he's a problem. Powell missed them both. And that will do it for the first quarter. So Curry does not have a field goal, only the technical free throw, and yet the Warriors still have the 10-point advantage. They shoot it at 57%, but they hold the Mavericks to 38% shooting. And after the first 12 minutes, it's the Warriors with a double-digit lead.
I'm Stephen Curry, and you're watching CSN, the authentic home of the champs.
Beginning the second, Bob Fitzgerald, Jim Barnett, Roz Gold on Wood A with you. With the Warriors shooting it very well, getting out with the 7 fast break points, and Klay Thompson led the way with a dozen. For Dallas, without Nowitzki, they're going to need a big game from Darren Williams, and he did not score in that first quarter.
25, Chandler Parsons returning for Dallas.
J.J. Barea with Justin Anderson, Dwight Powell, Wesley Matthews, and Chandler Parsons. So total small look for the Mavs here. Brandon Rush helped out Barbosa. Barea, he blocked his shot. They beat the 24-second clock, but great Warrior defense. Harrison Barnes always wanted to play center, Jim. He is the center right now. With Iguodala, Brandon Rush, Livingston, and Barbosa.
Well, right now, Dallas is playing the zone. We've been seeing a little bit of that lately.
Yeah.
They're playing the zone.
John Livingston, off iron. Iguodala the rebound, but couldn't quite collect it. See the quickness of Barea. Parsons, beautiful running the floor. Allison at 1-2-2 basically. And Rush missing the 3. We check in with Roz.
Jim, you pointed out that Dallas is in a zone. Well, in the last time out, Coach Kerr actually drew up 2 options. One play for if they were in a zone and one if they were in a man. So he had anticipated that.
Wesley Matthews missing that 3. It's good to see Matthews after he tore that Achilles last year. That could be a devastating injury. And that's a devastating pass right to the rim to Iguodala.
That's one way to beat the zone before they get all set up. Now, Matthews tore his Achilles tendon March 5th of last year, did not miss any of the games this season. He came back right at the start of the season. Says a lot about him.
Posting up Iguodala there. Wesley Matthews has always been a good two-way player. Excellent defender. A year ago, he was the highest scoring first quarter player in the league. He would get Portland off to great starts.
I'll tell you what, 5 straight years he's managed to score and make 125 or more three-pointers in every one of those seasons. Only NBA player to do so. 125 and more threes each of the past 5 seasons. Well,
pass to Powell.
Powell's gotten in there a couple of times. I'll tell you what he does. He sets screens. Sometimes he doesn't wait for the screen. He just rolls and slips to the basket. Very clever with that.
Powell and Parsons 6 each, facing Dallas right now. Warrior lead is at 6.
You see, everything's on the perimeter. They try to squeeze it in there. Lucky to come back with it.
Livingston averted disaster and then put in the bucket.
In this zone, there is a gap in the middle. And you might flash Livingston into that area because he's so good when he's about 10 feet from the hoop. Catch and just turn and shoot. Warriors switch again there.
Clock at 7. That time Parsons initiated the contact. That's why it wasn't a foul.
Barbosa did a great job just not getting more contact, too. Bad shot.
Harrison Barnes had the drive, just didn't have the finish. Correa
compensates for lack of height by fading away on that shot.
Well, he had 23 against the Warriors in the first meeting. Warriors are going to use another timeout. So 8:15 remaining in the first half. And the Warriors are trying to push the tempo, but you credit the Mavs for hanging around.
Ever since I started.
Warrior lead at 6. Our McDonald's true story. Dirk Nowitzki. Clock winding down at Staples. Wheels, fires, fades, and wins the game. And he got congratulations from another old warhorse, Kobe Bryant. Good shot, big fella. And these are 2 of the top 6 scorers in the history of the sport.
Well, you got Abdul-Jabbar 20 years playing, Malone 19 years, Kobe Bryant 20. Michael Jordan is on that list, far short of that. Dirk Nowitzki, this is year number 18 for him. Now, you saw Wilt Chamberlain. And
Harrison had missed the layup, but responds with a dunk.
He cleaned up. Harrison missed the bunny, and then he cleaned up. That's 2 layups he's missed already tonight. And as they say, he reached on Correa. He just reached.
Correa fouled on the pass. That scoring list, when you think of, well, Moses Malone and Olajuwon and Jerry West and Larry Bird and Magic and all these names, to be the 6th all-time.
Impressive.
It's amazing.
It really is, but he was a great shooter. But Wilt did all those numbers, over 31,000 points in 14 seasons. Plus the average 22, 23 rebounds a night.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. They had 20% more possessions in those days. Wilt made good use of all of them. As Justin Anderson. Also, Wilt never fouled out. That's a good way to stay on the court.
You know how many minutes he averaged per game?
Yeah, over 48.
48 and a half.
Yeah, because he played overtime games. Wilt's numbers are cartoonish.
I guess Wilt never had to take a night off and rest. Back-to-backs.
Livingston stealing the Beret entry pass. Rush had the right idea, but Dallas beat her to the punch. He wanted to pass that to Iguodala. The Mavericks are very well coached. Carlisle is outstanding. And they're not shooting it all that well. They're on the road, and they're just playing with the Warriors. Hanging right with them, scrapping every possession. That ball kicked out of bounds.
Yeah, the small lineup just kind of treaded water for a while.
Yeah, Dallas, a small lineup right with them. Steph and Draymond checking back in.
For Dallas, right there. Williams returns along with number 2, Raymond Felton.
Draymond comes in at center. Harrison slides to the 4, and the Warriors still stay small. And there's the passing of Draymond Green, and the dive cut by Shaun Livingston.
One of the reasons why Dallas overhelps. And when you overhelp, you're vulnerable to three-point shooting. You're also, if you turn your head and don't see your man, you're vulnerable to back cuts.
I'll tell you, Powell is on a great synergy with the Maverick point guards. He's got 8 points, and they're all of a similar variety. Jim said he sets the screen, he rolls.
Yes, they're not staying between him and the basket. They're allowing him to take a direct route to the rim.
It's an offensive foul on the moving screen. So Draymond's going to pick up his 3rd foul. So Draymond Green has yet to score, yet to get a rebound. He has 4 assists, but 3 fouls. He and Wesley Matthews still talking about it. Warrior lead at 6, but the Mavs are right with them.
Anytime, anywhere.
Warrior lead at 6. Big news today and a press conference tomorrow. The new Chase Center. The Warriors have reached an agreement for the naming rights for the brand new building in 2019-20 in San Francisco. J.P. Morgan Chase, the Chase Center. And J.P. Morgan Chase also is committing $25 million to underserved Bay Area communities to spread sports and entertainment. And Jamie Dimon, the chairman and CEO, sitting with our chairman and CEO and Joe Lacob courtside. And the press conference and official announcement is tomorrow. But that is exciting news, just like the Warrior #1 pick. Kevon Looney gets his first NBA playing time.
This is terrific. A lot of people thought he might be out the whole season, but he's been playing down in the D-League in Santa Cruz. That's good pursuit by Harrison Barnes. He opened up and saw the ball. He knew exactly where his man was as well.
Steph Curry, his first field goal of the night. I wonder if Steve Kerr told Kevon, hey, remember Dwight Powell at Stanford? Did you ever guard him? Okay, go guard him now.
Exactly. You know what? That might have spurred the substitution.
Kevon Looney makes the foul as Parsons goes inside.
This has got to be a new experience for Kevon Looney. 1 year at UCLA as Steph Curry just goes almost bare naked to the rim. He'll learn to scout all these players. No substitution for experience.
Never thought that Looney was going to be out for the entire regular season.
Right.
And so he's putting up double-doubles in the D-League. He's on a minutes restriction, coming from that hip surgery. That was a nice feed to Klay Thompson. And Klay would get to the line, but Kevon knew how to find the cutter there. It was nice.
Coming to the foul a moment ago, he'll probably struggle defensively more than offensively. I think he's a lot like James Michael McAdoo. He just finds the ball, so he's going to get some offensive rebounds and put him back in. He works hard. I'll tell you, he's got to have butterflies right now.
Well, usually if you're a teenager, you're going to struggle defensively in the NBA because it's that splash of cold water. Like, wait a minute, I've never seen athletes move this fast.
Yeah, I thought I had him covered, and he went by.
So Jeremy Evans checking in. Powell will sit down. The other thing with Kevon from the Summer League, he has a knack for offensive rebounding. I mean, you just can't teach that sometimes.
That's what I said. You're going to see him. You don't need to call a play for him. He'll find the ball. He's terrific getting offensive boards.
See Dallas, you jump at people. They've got cutters, and they're aware in passing the ball. So Evans on the board. 5-point lead. The Warriors led by 14. Mavs got the edge in play 6. Klay Thompson. And we got a foul on whom? That will go against Evans.
Dallas foul. Charge number 21, Jeremy Evans, first personal, second team foul.
Klay already with 14. No other Warrior in double figures. No Maverick in double figures. Just showed you the Chase Center. And the season ticket priority wait list for that building and others is at 20,500. So waitlist members get priority access to the best available season tickets the moment they become available. It's 156 straight sellout here at Oracle. Get on that priority wait list not only for Oracle but for the Chase Center 2019. Pass over Evans and the Mavericks turn it over. Barbosa turning the corner. Looney is doubled. Steph just having an off night. 1 of 6.
Just weather the storm.
See the strength of Matthews there.
Yeah, move Klay Thompson out of the way just to fade away. High arcing, you're not going to get to it. Fans getting a little impatient.
The Mavericks have controlled the tempo after that early Warrior blitz. Just an execution game. Curry missing the 3. And he stayed down nicely on Parsons. Chandler Parsons hits the 3. Absolutely have a ball game. The Mavs doing it offensively and defensively here in the second. Shot clock at 8. Steph is doubled. On cycles it. The open Klay Thompson. He seamed up and almost had too much time. The Warriors 5 of 14 in the quarter and 3 of 12 on threes for the game.
Yeah, they're not playing with confidence right now. They're a little unsure.
Evans missing. Rebound battle. Looney.
And part of that is, Looney has all of this group.
Barbosa, but he couldn't finish. The rookie kept it alive. And Klay, not going to miss that one. Well, Rick Carlisle will stop it. He's got to be pleased with the way the Mavericks are playing. Offensive rebounding, giving Klay Thompson another opportunity. And he rails that triple. Warrior lead at 5 with 2.5 remaining in the first half. Our AT&T U-verse rewind. What a 4-game stretch for the Warriors. You play the Cavs in a final rematch. Chicago, the best defense in the league by field goal percentage. Curry against Indy with his mid-court shots. And then what do you say about a 30-point win over the Spurs? Alexa's pursuit of perfection. The Warriors in the last 4, 125 a game. Phenomenal shooting, averaging 33 assists. And they won those 4 games by nearly 27 points on average.
Well, they were just a force. Nothing could stop them in those games. Very different in what we're seeing tonight.
So Bogut back in. Barbosa with Barnes, Klay Thompson, and Curry. And Draymond a bit of an off game with the 3 fouls. And Steph is 1 of 7.
You can't be dominant. You can't be great every night. Sometimes you have to win and not play your best. But they've been playing their best in those games we just featured.
Foul off the dribble handoff. Steph Curry will pick up the personal.
13 foul.
That will get Iguodala into the game.
For the Warriors, Iguodala returns, replacing
JaVale McGee will check in for the first time for the Mavs. Signed a 2-year deal. Finally healthy after all the lower leg issues.
Well, he's going to jump. He loves to block shots. So give him a pump fake. That's how to play him inside if you're looking to score.
Former teammate of Iguodala's in Denver. He was here during that playoff series a couple years ago. Clock at 3 as Felton put it up and in.
I haven't seen him play much better than what we've seen tonight.
His quickness and fitness is back.
But he scored 2 buckets driving on Andrew Bogut. Not easy to do. The Warriors are guessing, and it seems like they are not sure where they're supposed to go.
Klay Thompson has been the one bailout. 22 points for Klay. His 4th made 3.
Jalen Williams, 3-time All-Star, but that was a few years ago.
Yeah, well, the All-Stars get announced tomorrow. That's a moving screen on McGee. And Klay Thompson and Draymond Green should get a nice phone call. Coaches will fill out the 7 Western All-Star reserves. Steph is a starter. Rick Carlisle's going to use a 20-second timeout. But Klay Thompson with his 22, and Draymond saddled with the fouls, and Steph 1 of 7. It has taken an all-star performance by Klay to make sure that the Warriors still have the lead. And yet you credit the Mavericks, a team that has given the Warriors one of their 4 losses. They understand the Warriors' spacing. They're playing good defense, and they're well coached offensively.
Like you say, they've created the pace right now. The Warriors not getting any fast breaks. They are scoring inside, particularly in that first quarter. But in the second quarter here, it's been the offense and the good shooting of the Mavericks. They're shooting so much better than they were 36-37% in that first quarter.
Yeah, Rick Carlisle, I think, used that 20-second timeout. First of all, it goes away at halftime. The second one is, guys, there's a minute 34 left. We're in this game, as Mark Cuban and Zaza Pachulia watching. Don't let the Warriors have some 94-second run and blow it to double digits or something. I think that was kind of a, let's really focus this final minute and a half and stay in the ball game. Opposing coach is very aware of the spurts that the Warriors go on, particularly at home.
Some games you just seem like you're out of sync a little bit. Thompson again. He is cutting, going back door, making dive cuts over the last few games like we've never seen before. And that's going to open up his outside game even more.
He scored the last 12 for the Warriors. Parsons had it knocked away. Bogut, good hands there.
Well, what he did, he jumped him there. He doesn't usually come out that aggressively, that high. They may have had a dunk inside with McGee. He denied it.
Felton with the quickness, getting his shot off. And Bogut, rebound number 8.
Kick out pass to initiate the fast break.
Iguodala was going to find Steph. And Bogut was either going to be a pass or a flip shot. Came up way short. The Warriors can hustle into a 2-for-1 if they want. Matthews fouled Bogut there.
Foul charge, number 23, Wesley Matthews, first personal. First team foul inside the last 2 minutes.
The way Bogut sets screens, he's very, very clever. Tough to go over the top. Tough to go underneath, by the way, because he knows how to move to it. Those little subtle things that he does. And he's big.
Klay. He went right at McGee. The threat of the lob was there to Bogut, and he just finger rolled it right over the rim.
He's 8 of 12 tonight, including 4 threes, but he is also getting to the rim.
12 in the first, 14 in the second.
That's what you call a complete offensive game.
A little over 2 seconds. Game clock, shot clock difference winding down this half. The lob to McGee. And Felton did that nicely.
That's why you like to play one-on-one and deny dribble penetration from the guard spot if you can.
Klay 3. And Curry the rebound. Steph turned, fire, and didn't quite get it there. So a 10-point lead at the end of 1. It'll be an 8-point lead at the half. Both teams hovering around 48-49% from the field. But credit the Mavericks with the edge in that second quarter. And Klay Thompson with 26 is alongside Roz.
Klay, 26 points, many of them set up by excellent movement without the ball. How are you setting up these cuts?
Just trying to be efficient with my movement, not hold the ball, don't have a good shot, moving on, be patient.
At times they've mixed in a zone defense against you. When that's happening, how do you want to attack it?
Just move the ball around, attack, don't get stagnant just because it's a zone. Trust your teammates and have fun.
Thanks, Klay.
All right, thank you.
Guys.
Klay Thompson, the last 14 for the Warriors heading into halftime. 8-point lead, seeking their 40th straight win at home. Greg Papa, Gary St. Jean, Kalena Azubuike in the studio for Warrior Halftime Live, presented by Jack in the Box. Right after this.
Warriors best.
All right, Warriors do lead by 8 at halftime. Welcome in studio. Warriors Halftime Live, presented by Jack in the Box. Greg Papa, Gary St. Jean, Kalina Azubuike. Draymond Green in foul trouble, did not score a single point. Steph, 1 basket, 3 points. Yet, they're up 8, Stanley, because Klay Thompson scored 26 in the first half.
He did it in every way fashionable. You watch him off the bounce, movement without the ball, back door, drifting for the 3. He had a rhythm that you dream about, and his balance is amazing when he's locked in, and guys were looking for him. He was that hot that whenever there was an extra pass to be made, they were making it to him.
I like how he started off getting to the basket first. The back cuts, the drives to the basket, and I believe him seeing the ball go in helped him get off to a nice rhythm. So he started off great and then finished the half great.
You may see the Warriors run 2 plays in the second half. Get the ball to Klay. Klay, get the ball. Steve Kerr's favorite plays. We'll come back with a key for the second half. Well, as we talked during the pregame show, the Warriors get a second lineup, and Steph and Klay are both off the floor. They're zoning the Warriors, saying, how do you handle that in the second half?
Well, again, we've talked about ball movement, getting the ball in the middle of the floor and changing sides and milk that hot hand. He can go right to Klay Thompson. And I got a suspicion that Steph Curry might make a few threes.
Yeah, if you're Steph Curry, keep shooting the ball. Draymond Green, they need him to play aggressive. Stay aggressive and make sure you attack the basket.
All right, we'll see you after the game on Honda Warriors Post Game Live.
Our Jack in the Box at the half with the Warrior lead at 8. And the Dallas Mavericks not only have beaten the Warriors one time, they've done something most teams can't do, and that's bottle up Draymond Green and Steph Curry. If it weren't for Klay Thompson doing just spectacular things, he'd be in trouble.
Thompson's carried him. Let's face it, it's the Klay Thompson show. 12 points first quarter, 14. He's got 26 for the game. The starting point guards, Stephen Curry and Darren Williams, have combined 3 points, all by Steph Curry. Darren Williams hasn't scored in 16-plus minutes. Steph Curry, not his normal self, 1 of 8. But what hurt the Warriors in the second quarter, allowing easy baskets, 22 points in the paint, and they shot 12 of 21, I believe, in that second quarter to the Mavericks, so the Warriors couldn't put them away, so they've got a battle here.
Now, you see Rick Carlisle has the Mavericks very well coached on both ends, but with the KFC bucket chart, they haven't been able to stop Klay Thompson. His 26 first-half points, not only the threes, Jim, but the way he's cutting to the basket.
I love what he's doing. He's really mixing it up, outside, inside, and you're going to see why in some of these replays. All right, he comes around the screen, he just keeps coming, gives the ball up, gets it right back on the way to the basket. There, he starts to come over the top of the screen. Instead, he cuts to the basket.
And it's team-wide as Livingston getting inside and the ball moving for everyone.
I love that guard-to-guard. Curry comes to set a screen for Thompson. They're thinking about jump switching, so all of a sudden, he's releasing and cutting right to the basket. That's all set up by Stephen Curry.
The shooting you talked about in the second quarter where the Mavericks got back in the game, and their bench has been good. The Warriors had that early 14-point lead, but they're in a ball game.
Well, Dwight Powell, I thought, really kind of changed when he came in and got the easy hoops for him. So they're in a game, and they've got to wait it out.
The work only halfway done. Third quarter on the way.
Honda dealer.
Warrior lead at 8. Second half about to get underway. Moments ago, our Roz Goldon Woode caught up with Warrior assistant Jaron Collins.
Coach Collins, in the second quarter, the Mavs were able to find their offensive touch. How did things open up for them?
Well, they went to a smaller lineup. They spaced the floor, and our communication was pretty poor on the defensive end. We've got to be able to communicate what we call reds, our switching, and hopefully make some halftime adjustments and play a little bit better on the defensive end and put some stops together.
Stephen Curry and Draymond Green combined for 3 points. How do you get them going?
Well, I don't think we have to worry about Steph. He's the reigning MVP. I'm sure he'll get into the game. Draymond, he's got to play a little bit smarter out there. We got some offensive fouls called against him, and just really wasn't able to get into the flow of the rhythm of the game. But I'm not worried about either of those guys. Those guys will figure it out, and hopefully we'll put it together and win the second half.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Ross.
Curry finding Bogut on the lob after Draymond played the defense on Measury.
That was not easy to go over the top of Measury. He had to stretch as far as he could. I love what Jaron Collins said, though. You're not going to be worried about Draymond Green. He never got in the rhythm. The 3 fouls just took him out of the play. So you hope he doesn't pick up his 4th early in this second half.
Wesley Matthews Yeah, Jaron and Roz said, well, how do you get Steph Curry going? He said, I think we'll be okay. Harrison, nice attacking bucket.
Okay, you got to be strong to do what he did right there, because he kept control of the basketball. That defender was all over him, and he just stayed until he released. And a nice little push shot.
Bogut comes to help out Curry on Parsons. Cycling around to Darren Williams, and he hits a triple.
His first hoop of the night.
So Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Harrison Barnes, Draymond Green, Andrew Bogut. Steph, his first three, and that continues the streak. 117 straight games of the made three. Chasing Kyle Korver for NBA history.
So both teams start the same five, and that means three-guard lineup for Rick Carlisle's team. Isolation play.
Darren Williams back-to-back threes. So Darren Williams with Salah Mejri, Raymond Felton, Wesley Matthews, and Chandler Parsons. Harrison Barnes missed the three. Darren Williams has scored 50 in a game. I mean, as Jim said, he was a three-time All-Star, traded for Favors as he went to Brooklyn and tried to refine his game in his hometown of Dallas.
For hitting two in a row, you can almost bet he was going to try a third in that possession. See, they're overplaying play so much. That time he lost it, but he's had a lot of trips to the rim tonight.
And then Felton steps into a triple.
That was a smart play by Darren Williams. He could have taken the three. He missed his last. He just made two before. But Felton was wide open. And Felton's playing at the top of his game tonight.
Well, Dallas 20th in three-point shooting. They're 6 of 13. The Warriors are number 1. They're 6 of 17. The foul was before the shot. Chandler Parsons will pick up the personal. Klay Thompson getting to the line again. These are free throws 7 and 8 for Klay. The growth of Klay Thompson, not only creating for others, cutting without the ball and getting layups. And Jim, he had road trips where he played 3-4 games, never shoot a free throw.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so now you see 8 free throws in a game. It's just such a good sign for Klay.
Well, this is a game that we haven't seen too much of. Outside, inside, free throws. Tremendous growth.
Slate Night, presented by DraftKings, when the Thunder come to town. It's a 6 p.m. start at 888-GSW Hoop. There is another event at the Coliseum, so arrive early for that. The next day, there's a very large event here in the Bay Area.
Yes, it's pretty super, isn't it?
It's very super.
Darren Williams is getting aggressive offensively here.
Trying to bulldog Steph. And that's an interesting way to create some space.
And I'd say that was aggressive.
Usually when you see that elbow and shoulder, when it separates like that, that's a foul. Williams is very frisky now, missing the three. 4-point game. Crowd getting a bit unsettled. Mavericks have taken the Warriors out of what they call their flow, that up and down that has this building levitating. Curry getting it back from Draymond. Avoided getting it stolen. And Klay couldn't hit the three.
Heck of a pass to find him in the corner. The Mavs aren't setting up. They're looking for early shots here, and they're making them.
Well, the threes for Dallas, incredibly uncharacteristic in terms of percentage. And they're out shooting the Warriors from the line, and the lead is down to 1. 4 made threes in the quarter.
On 6 attempts.
Klay in traffic again.
Nowhere to go.
Out of bounds. It's still Warrior ball.
This little run has gotten Dallas psychologically back in the game, too. Their defense has improved. They feel like this game, and they have a chance to win it. They know it.
The Mavericks have beaten the Warriors. That's already happened. Now, that foul occurred before the inbounds. Leon Wood going to help Michael Smith, saying, no, the ball had been released. Foul someone before it's inbounded. You have free throws regardless. But that ball had been inbounded. Steph Curry hitting a three.
Set up nicely.
ISO post-ups. The guard's doing damage for Dallas. Clay played the D. Clay pushing. Steph runs beyond the arc. Good!
Well, remember the Indiana game. Every time Indiana got it down to like 7, Steph Curry would drop in a couple of threes and boost it up to 13.
He doesn't run to the arc. He stops at 27 feet. Dallas takes time and the lead back to 7.
Nice starting.
Hi, everybody. Dave Feldman here with the Sportsnet Central update. Get you caught up on the Rockets at the Spurs. San Antonio fresh off their blowout loss to the Warriors. This time they're dishing out the blowout. Tony Parker with the spin move. He had 15 points and 7 assists. Spurs are out the Rockets 130-99. Let's go back to Oracle and Fitz and JB.
Yeah, Feldy, I tell you, whoever was going to get in San Antonio next on the schedule was not going to be happy about it. And the Spurs took out some of that frustration on Houston. Klay Thompson got the Warriors going. Steph Curry's been good here in the third with 9 of his 12. Darren Williams didn't score in the first half. He has 8 here in the third. It's been the three-point shooting for the Mavericks. 5 made threes in this third quarter.
And that's the #1 priority with the defensive setup and alignment of the Warriors. Run them off the three-point line.
Harrison Barnes doesn't settle for the three. And the nice pump fake at mid-range. We check in with Roz.
Steve Kerr isn't really pleased with the way the Warriors are switching. He said, look, if we get 5 minutes of good defense, we can pull away. But we've got to bring some fight on the defensive end. We know we'll hit shots, but this whole game is about defense.
That's why I said earlier, I thought they switched a little too much. And sometimes you get lazy doing that. So once in a while, you got to be determined to defend your own man all the way through the play.
Measuring. Losing the handle there on the turnover.
That's a very risky pass.
And Darren Williams fouled Harrison Barnes. So Iguodala and Dwight Powell going to check in. Powell was very good in that first half with 8 points on those little slip screen and finishes.
Barnes comes out. He's got double digits tonight, so he's come back to life.
Well, you called it. You know, you said after he had a rough game against San Antonio, he would have a bounce-back game, and that's what good players start to do. That lob was way high for Bogut. He was already on the way down trying to guide that in. Good look by Clay.
Yeah, just missed time.
Parsons step back three again.
He's really feeling it.
Chandler Parsons is 39% from beyond the arc. We mentioned his 31-point game a couple games ago.
Check his three-point shooting tonight.
4 of 5 and 21 points.
It's a back cut again, but they picked up on it. In fact, they doubled. So Draymond Green gets his first field goal attempt for the night. It's a three, and he makes it.
Draymond, 41% on the year. Very judicious in his 3 attempts and just getting better and better.
First shot tonight comes with 16 minutes of playing time.
Darren Williams going to work on Iguodala.
Take a look at the shot clock.
Beautiful finish.
He's motivated here. Someone lit a fire under him for the second half. He was very passive early.
Draymond, all the attention to Curry. Draymond Green right to the rim.
Well, you got some energy in the building here. Energized both teams, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, the Dallas's excellent play has gotten the Warriors engaged, and Darren Williams is turning the clock back. Missed the 3 there.
Well, the pace is favoring the Warriors here.
Steph finding Klay Thompson. 3, good!
This pace helps them. This is the way they love to play. They shoot better.
As the pace quickens, first thing Rick Carlisle does, take a timeout. 4:11 remaining in the third. 3 Mavs looking at Steph. Draymond wide open. And the Splash Brothers working in tandem.
Welcome back to Oracle Arena. Warriors up 9 on the Mavs. Assistant coach Jaron Collins called Draymond Green a defensive pit bull. He said he's mentally and physically ready for any challenge. If Draymond's player is a shooter, he does a great job of staying body tight without fouling. He's good at making his player uncomfortable and taking away that player's space. And if his player is bigger than him, he uses his really long arms, his athleticism, his quick feet, and strength in post-up situations. And mentally, Draymond relishes defending elite players and often will request a tough defensive assignment.
Yeah, he will do that. He loves the challenge.
Well, he asked to guard LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yep.
He took him out of the game and off the internet. Brandon Rush played the defense.
I think that's the exact word is Draymond drives the rim and gets another. He makes his opponent feel uncomfortable.
This is the first thing Aldridge did after the game. He shut down Twitter and Instagram. Draymond took him off the internet, out of the game, and out of social media.
I did not know that.
And Roz's point about Draymond Green, his wingspan is almost 7 feet in length of his arms. I mean, he's only 6'6" in height, but he's much longer wingspan, and it's a huge asset in his tremendous defensive ability.
And his best asset is his determination and his heart. I mean, his competitive spirit.
Felton rattled out that three, and the rebound foul is on the Warriors.
He's gotten so much better with his left hand. This is a drive all the way with his left.
Think about the offensive efficiency in this quarter. Dallas is 11 of 18, 6 of 10 on threes. The Warriors are 13 of 19, 6 of 9 on threes. And you're watching a high-level offensive quarter right now.
It's picked up.
And you said that tempo pickup favors the Warriors.
I think it does, definitely. But Dallas was willing to play that for a while until Rick Carlisle called that timeout.
He said, guys, what are you doing? We don't want to play at that pace against these guys.
You know, you're making your threes, but they're going to make more of them.
There you go.
Which is true tonight. 9 of 8, 19, 10 of 22 Warriors.
Aaron Williams used the whole shot clock, but he's feeling it. A 12-point quarter after a scoreless first half.
Yeah, he's having a throwback second half here. Remember how good he was in Utah.
Draymond, another three.
He drilled that one.
So Draymond Green didn't score in the first half, and he's got 10 in the third.
That was a laser.
Powell with Curry waiting for him. And then Steph is fouled. Take me inside the Darren Williams-Curry matchup here, because when you have that kind of pride and you have some skins on the wall, and you've been on Olympic teams and you won All-Stars,
right,
and Curry's got all the pub and he's the MVP, you're right. Someone, it may have been Dirk, it may have been Rick Carlisle, said, hey, come on, Darren Williams.
Yeah. You haven't scored in the first half here. Curry hasn't scored. This is your night. You want to take over? You want to do something? Make a statement here. Help us win a game. And I'll tell you where he's going to play Curry. He's going to bang him, hold him, grab him any chance that he gets.
And he took him into the post and banged and bumped him for a layup earlier. And Steph responds with a couple free throws, a 12-2 Warrior run.
Now Barea is in, so Steph is switched off on JJ.
This is an equally tough cover. Villanueva for three.
He had no idea he was that open. He never got squared up.
Brandon Rush, wing three. We get Dalla, point blank range.
Well, he out-jumped Powell, then Powell took himself off the floor because he was off balance and couldn't get the rebound. Left Iguodala all alone.
That's an offensive foul that will take away the basket. That's a rough one on Villanueva.
There's the Brandon Rush shot that was long. See, Powell comes slicing through, but it took him out of play and gave up an easy one there. Had no chance to get that rebound.
This is the biggest lead of the night for the Warriors. Wesley Matthews, he is so competitive. He's called for the foul. He knew Iguodala was cutting, but he was right with him, but just a little too much contact. The Warriors have been in the bonus, so Andre to shoot 2. Iguodala missed the free throw. Now when the Warriors push it past 15, it's a number we watch. Why? Because they've won 92 straight games when they have a 15-point lead at any point in a game. Iguodala missing both free throws. Bosa hounding Barea. All these plays that involve Powell, and Draymond knocking it away. Draymond Green will guard LaMarcus Aldridge, or then he'll switch out on J.J. Barea and knock it out of bounds. You wonder why he and Kawhi Leonard are the 2 best defensive players in the NBA. Coaches always trot that out. Oh, he can guard 1 through 5. With Draymond Green, that's true. That's not just coach speak. He can guard from the point guard to the center. Aaron Williams offline there. Brandon Rush smartly letting it bounce out of bounds.
What's really funny, 9 3-pointers made by the Mavs, and yet, to me, the best one outside of Parsons, where Nowitzki's not playing tonight. Matthews hasn't made a 3 tonight. Yeah. He's only taken 2.
Well, Rick Carlisle playing the hack at Iguodala here. Fouled Andre off the ball after he had missed the last 2 free throws. And that's how you stop that. Just make them. Well, the Warriors, Chinese New Year celebration, courtesy of Lucky Buddha Beer. On Tuesday, February 9th, when the Rockets come to town. We're in their special Chinese New Year's uniforms at 888-GSW-HOOP.
Andre not only makes both, he never touched the rim. He found the bottom of the net both times.
Well, going into the Spurs game, he was shooting 72% on the season.
Now that is a nice rebound.
Powell, the rebound and the foul.
I loved how he kept the ball up in the air. Never brought it down. So nobody could get to it. This is a nice rebound. Nice follow. See, no one really blocked out there because a little dribble penetration, a little pass there. You get 3 men surrounding one player, but no one defending that one. So they're indecisive.
So Powell in a Bay Area homecoming has 11. Iguodala, shot clock at 2. Brandon Rush, knocking down the 3.
Steve Kerr will like that. That many passes and what it leads to. Barbosa, nice job of following Powell through the lane. Not letting him get the ball.
Steph recovered on Barea. Wesley Matthews missing the 3. Long rebound right to Villanueva. So now the Mavs can play for 1 with the shot clock off. Draymond kicked it. In addition to stealing it. Rick Carlisle wants Villanueva popping out here. Told him where to set that screen, and now Villanueva comes to get the ball. The play was for him. 19-5 Warrior run to close out the quarter. Draymond scoreless in the first half, goes for 10. Steph in the third goes for 11. And And the Warriors looking for that 40th straight win at home. Beginning the fourth at Oracle, Bob Fitzgerald, Jim Barnett, Ross Gold on Wood A. Our Toyota game summary. The Warriors in that third quarter. Dallas was very good from the three-point line. They lured the Warriors into a three-point shooting contest. It quickened the pace.
And they lost the battle.
And they lost the battle. And for the Mavericks, you're in it, you're in it, you're in it, you're in it. Oh, you're down 18.
The Warriors have a 39-point quarter. The Warriors went 7 of 10 from three-point range. Curry was 3 for 3. Dallas made a huge mistake. They tried to outscore the Warriors, and that's fool's gold.
Brandon Rush curling out that three. It's Barea and Wesley and Raymond Felton. Dwight Powell, Chandler Parsons, and Charlie Villanueva. Villanueva. Barbosa tapping his chest. He reached there. Allowed him to get down the lane. Brandon Rush and Livingston, Spates, Iguodala, and Barbosa. Now Livingston and Spates, that little two-man game. Oh, can't quite finish the jumper. That was online.
They better get on Parsons. He's 4 or 5 for the night. He was 3 of 3 in that quarter from three-point range, just like Curry.
And an attacking.
Too much of it. I'm surprised they didn't get 3 seconds in the lane now.
Oh, Spates, good work. But we couldn't finish. That extra effort gives the Warriors a new possession.
He had about 3 Warrior players camped in that lane that time.
Yep. I do think with this unit, though, as they struggle sometimes to find a basket, that the Livingston post up on Barea is that you can go to that all the time.
Yeah, let's see if they do that.
And they went for Spates on the advantage play, but he traveled before he laid it in. It was still the right idea. Mo on Raymond Felton. The Warriors identified it. Just shuffled the feet.
Trying to maintain control of the ball. Barea's not afraid of anything.
Nope. Shot clock at 5.
Neither is this guy.
Felton's got a launch. Rebound right back to him. And the reach-in foul. Little energy drain out of the building the first couple minutes of this fourth quarter. Dallas was trying to climb back in it. They were in the game until that 19-5 run. They closed the third by the Warriors.
Now they're back to their deliberate half-court offense.
Yep. Well, you're right, Jim. Rick Carlisle called that timeout. Said, guys, three-point shooting contest up and down trying to outscore the Warriors in their own building? That doesn't work.
Hey, guys, he probably said, we just made 6 threes in that quarter.
And we lost.
And we lost by 10 points on the scoreboard.
Shot clock at 3. Mo checked it. And he was pushed out of bounds. Interesting part of the schedule here because tonight finishes off 6 straight playoff opponents. The Warriors get tomorrow off. We'll fly to Philly on Friday. Then Philly, New York back-to-back, and then Washington, D.C. Long way to go for only a 3-game road trip.
Yep.
And that's on the heels of that Detroit, Cleveland, Chicago trip. Disjointed schedule. This fourth quarter, a little disjointed, and Steve Kerr going to use the timeout.
Roundtable's brought.
The Coaching Corps Game Changer Awards, presented by Levi's, held last night. You can watch it on Sunday after the Warriors take on the Knicks. And really a nice event with Steph Curry, Hunter Pence, Bob McKillop, Steph's coach at Davidson, and Steph Curry, the star of the show, Tara Vanderveer, was honored. Check that out on Sunday. Steph Curry has moved past Chris Mullin tonight. Our forward right choice in terms of career assist leaders from the Warrior franchise history.
I was watching Chris Mullin earlier. St. John's was playing Seton Hall. They had the lead early on. Interested to see how he's going to do in the coaching ranks. Nice play.
Mo Spates, the right-handed hammer. And Steve Kerr's out-of-bounds plays are pretty good.
Mo Spates just duped him into that.
Parsons trying to follow his own shot. Iguodala pushing, attacking. Andre off iron and a foul on the rebound, and this is on Dallas. So how did he dupe him? Tell me.
Well, he comes up. We didn't see it there in the corner. They think he's going to set a screen. Instead, he just rolls to the basket. I love that. Now he pops. Okay, he picked and popped on that one. So they just thought they're going to set something else for someone else, and he just kept rolling.
Rhea missing, and Powell pushed off to get that rebound. So play back in with his 31-point night.
That wasn't much of a push.
No.
That rebounded right to him. You make a decision there, you don't have to push.
But you bring up a good point, though, a lot, is that sometimes guys have their hands down on someone's waist, and they're not even really aware of it.
Not at all.
But
and they're not doing anything with it.
That's right.
But the trouble is, the official can't judge how much pressure you're putting on to someone's back.
It's just a bad habit.
Yes, it is.
And Klay Thompson continues to move without the basketball.
Working off Sean Livingston that time. Simple play.
This is one of the most impressive scoring nights Klay has had. Not just in the number 33 as Barea scores, but the way he's got the 33 points.
He has to have at least, I don't know, 6 layups? Somewhere in that vicinity.
Probably has, if I'm going to add it up here, 5 threes and 5 layups.
Okay.
I mean, that's how he's doing it. Iguodala finds space. Beautiful Warrior ball movement.
By the way, I'm calling some of the layups because I know it didn't add up the numbers the times he got to the free throw.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. And so he's really exploiting that avenue. Charlie's always looking to score.
Villanueva hitting the 3. Livingston fouled. You know, the assist totals are piling up too, Jim. You don't get an assist when Klay's fouled, but 27 assists and only 9 turnovers. He's 3-1 team assist to turnover ratio.
They've been so good with that ever since the Detroit loss. Changed everything operationally.
Iguodala missing there. The last team to have 5 30-assist games in a row was the Magic in 1995. It's been a long time, and the Warriors are 3 assists away from doing that. Raymond Felton, very clever. Finished inside and drew the foul.
They thought he was going to pass. So did I.
And we'll get Harrison Barnes and Draymond Green back in the game. 23 for Parsons, 12 for Felton, 12 for Darren Williams, all in the third, and 11 for Dwight Powell. Iguodala with 6 points, 6 assists, and 4 boards as he sits.
So Draymond's the 5 again.
It's been a steady dive of small ball both ways tonight.
It really has.
Slip for a second, maintain the dribble. Clay's going to take a 2. How hard is that?
Well, he turns in midair to square up. He can't shoot it, facing the other way. And he got the shooter's roll. Nice touch. Tough shot.
Clay had 43 against Phoenix. That's his season high. Hey, what a tough fadeaway. He's in double figures now. John Livingston, beautiful. That right hand on the left side, Jim, like you like it, using the rim. Defender can't get to it.
Yeah, if you take it right into that, close to that rim, it's really more effective.
Powell did nicely to fight through that. A lot of contact with Livingston.
Livingston almost had a steal there. Pretty good defense.
5:43 remaining. Does Curry need to play in the fourth? Well, the Warriors up 15.
Floyd doesn't the area.
The Mavs are shooting 50% against the Warriors, hanging around in a 15-point game. Our Rams shot of the game. 28 Warrior assists, and that one awfully pretty from Barbosa to Iguodala. The Ram shot of the game. With 23 fast break points. As Jim pointed out, anytime the Warriors were able to up-tempo, they had the huge advantage. And what I like with the 28 assists is taking care of the basketball with only 8 turnovers. And Steph Curry, who had not played in 14 fourth quarters, does come in this fourth quarter right now.
That's a big number. 23-5 advantage, fast break points. No wonder Dallas wants to slow it down, with the exception of that 1/3 quarter where it disintegrated for him. They've held Matthews in check tonight. That gives him 9 for the game, but he was only 3 of 10 shooting. That's his first 3 he's made.
Dallas making a single-digit game, but the Warriors maintain the separation. And Clay is shoved to the ground.
Well, his shoes went right out from underneath him. He's got very, I'll say it, I haven't said it in a while, he's got very little rubber on those new shoes. Just the white is the rubber. The blue is synthetic. That's too thin. Watch, we're just going to slide it right out of there.
They look good. The Anta footwear. Clay 9 of 9 from the line. Make it the perfect 10 and 37 in the game.
Curry's 3 for 3 from the line. Over the last 5 games, including tonight, 29 for 29. Curry is 29 for 29. There's a lob. Okay, that's nicely done. Draymond Green has a gripe there. He read the play the entire way. Look at Steve Kerr. He's saying the same thing.
Draymond had those 3 early fouls. Finally picks up his 4th.
He reads this all the way. He knows. He takes a look back. He knew exactly where it was. Just knocked the ball away, right?
Villanueva missing. Warriors managing the game a little bit right now. Harrison is fouled and going to live at the line here with Dallas being over the limit.
Dallas foul shot number 5 with J.J. Barea. 3rd personal.
What do you make of the Mavericks? You know, with Nowitzki normally playing, but You know, they're a playoff team. They're very well coached.
They're in the 6th spot.
They've got a lot of what I would call professionals. When you think of Berea and Wesley Matthews, Chandler Parsons, Nowitzki, they are a pro team, but I don't know that they can ascend to your Oklahoma City Warriors Spur level, and I think they're better than your Portland, Utah, Sacramento teams.
There are only 4 teams that have winning records on the road in the West. We can name them. We obviously know who they are, more than likely. Dallas is 13-13 on the road.
That's what I say. They're a professional team.
Yep.
You're going to get a professional effort. They're very well coached. J.J. Berea putting that up and in.
You know, Memphis is 26-20, but they're 9-13 on the road.
And also, you got to credit the Mavs is that when they didn't get DeAndre Jordan, that could have cratered some teams. Livingston turnaround is good. And yet, they get Zaza Pachulia, they get Wesley Matthews, and bring back Berea.
Yep.
And, you know, Donnie Nelson and Mark Cuban and Rick Carlisle cobble together another playoff team. It's impressive.
Went out, got some free agents. Pachulia is not playing. So some people say he could have been an all-star this year. He may be.
Well, the voting, the fan voting, put him behind Kawhi Leonard and ahead of Draymond Green.
There you go.
He's averaging a double-double.
Yeah, he's having a heck of a year.
Ian Clark will check in. John Jenkins in for Dallas. Livingston, 8 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Another outstanding bench night for Sean. I like Powell. He can play. 11-5 as he sits. Klay Thompson, a 40-point night.
And it didn't have to be all outside shooting, which he used to have to rely on to have big nights.
Well, I tell you,
just like we talked about.
Hey, the Warriors should get 3 All-Stars. Klay should be getting that phone call tomorrow. Durant puts it in, same with Draymond Green.
Tonight can't hurt.
The coaches are smart. And you can't vote for your own, so Steve Kerr won't have a vote. But
Steve Kerr also said some coaches lobby to other coaches. He said, I don't do that. So he did not contact any other coaches and give them any kind of hint who he thinks should be on that team from his Warriors club.
Well, the thing with Klay is not only is he brilliant offensively with 40, but half the game is defense.
Yep.
And he's an elite defender at the position you play, Jim. To me, the off guard or small forward defensively, you're guarding the A guy almost every night in the NBA. And for Klay, he wins that off guard matchup most nights.
And he blocks shots now and then pretty well without fouling.
Jeremy Evans, the high flyer. Ram it down and draw the foul.
Another free agent they got. Former slam dunk champion, and this explains it all.
Ian Clark, first personal, 5th team foul. Calling his basket, 21, Jeremy Evans, 1 shot.
John Jenkins, former #1 pick out of Vanderbilt, checking in to play with Berea and Evans.
They got him as a free agent as well this year.
Justin Anderson and Villanueva. Klay Thompson, 43. So that equals his season high. Did that against Phoenix. Klay's got 6 40-point games. They're all here at Oracle. Steph's trying to find him again. And Klay reversing it up and in. 45.
Boy, he's comfortable going to the basket now. Looks like he's been doing it for years. That's a nice up and under. A little English on it.
So the Warriors' biggest lead is right now. Steph Curry did it to the Spurs. Klay Thompson's taking care of the Mavs.
I was walking home.
Warrior lead at 20 with 2:45 remaining. Looking for the 40th straight home win on a 45-point night by Klay Thompson. Our big plays the Togo's way. play with 12 in the first, 14 in the second, 5 in the third, and 14 in the fourth. A new season high at 45, and what a night.
He filled up the stat sheet, and look at that marvelous shooting. The field goes 70%, makes 7 out of 12 threes, and perfect from the line. Bob, he just scored 10 points in 2 minutes and 58 seconds.
That's nothing, Jim. I've seen him score 37 in 9 minutes. Oh, you were here that night. You were with me.
He got it going right there. I mean, 10 points in 2 minutes and 58 seconds.
You know what I like about tying his career high, 10 of 10 from the line? He has 45 points on 20 shots.
It's been his night. He's done it every quarter.
Jenkins missing the jumper. Kevon Looney made his NBA debut tonight. 4 minutes, 2 points. Or 2 rebounds, excuse me. He's looking for his first NBA basket.
Like to see him get one.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're at now. 2:23, and Looney get into the NBA scorebook. And the jumper, good! And there it is, his first NBA basket.
That has got to feel good, and those young men that have been here before him appreciate that. They're happy for him.
Anderson lasering in the jumper. Brian Meyer, Ian Clark, and Kevon Looney. You come to a world championship team and you fit in and you're accepted. Jason Thompson is part of the card games on the road too. I mean, this is a special group. And the new guys have fit right in. JT hitting the jumper. Missing. Oh, what a rebound by Anderson. Kevon Looney, had he been totally healthy, Jim, he might have gone top 15, top 10.
Yes.
And the Warriors, because they'd won a championship picking 30th, they had their medical people look at that hip. They knew he would need surgery.
Torn labrum there, yes. But we'll see how it all works out for him. I think he's going to be a player.
It's a good risk and a good eye by Bob Myers and his staff. Jason Thompson with the fadeaway.
I was about to say, the first one, I was going to say, he looked more comfortable there than any game I've seen, and there he comes back and proves it. Nice play.
Rhea, nice lob. It's going to be a little disappointing, Jim. I know you're used to these 30-point wins. Warriors winning by 20 in a game that the Mavericks actually played a lot of good basketball. Greg and the guys will talk about it on the post-game live.
He got close in that third quarter, but Mavs never had the lead. How about Thompson?
Thompson with 6 quick in 3 minutes. On the way of a misfiring there. Well, the Thompson twins combined for 51 tonight, Jim.
Okay.
Clay with 45 and Jason with 6. And Kevon Looney's first NBA basket. And look at the vets. All right, youngster, you're in the books.
Well, what was nice about it, it was his first NBA shot.
Yeah.
And it went in.
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
So Philadelphia with an afternoon start. Warrior pregame live will come your way at 1. We'll tip it at 2 o'clock. The Warriors and then the Knickerbockers on the schedule for the weekend. And the Warriors, 40 in a row at home. 42-4 on the season. 6 straight playoff opponents, and they go 5-1 in that stretch. And it's on to the East Coast for Philly, New York, and D.C. 127-107. They win it by 20. Klay Thompson with 45. The Warriors put 4 players in double figures. Chandler Parsons 23 for the Mavs, who had 5 in double figures in their own right. Dallas shot 51%. The Warriors shot 59% for the game.
Well, when they see and feel somebody breathing on their heels like that and shooting well, they just come up and do a little bit better.
So the Mavs played well, but the world champs are something else. 40 in a row at home as they head to the road. On a Postgame Live is on the way after Clay's 45 right now.
Make it 40 consecutive home victories inside Oracle Arena. They made 47 buckets tonight, and 4 by a guy named Mo Spates, who is Mo Buckets. Let's go back to Oracle Arena, check in with Roz.
Mo, you guys had the chance to right the loss against the Mavs. How fulfilling was the win?
Well, we just came out. We know we came off an emotional win last night. I mean, last game we played here against the Spurs, but coaches wanted us that we was going to come out a little slow, but we found an engine and came out with a win at home, so it's always good.
You told me you wanted to make 2016 a great year for you personally, and it has been. Why?
Well, I'm just getting a lot of work in. Coach gave me an opportunity to go out there and play, so it's always good when you're on the court and get a chance to play.
This team pulled within 1 point in the game, but then by the end of it, you pulled away fast. How does it happen so quickly? You knew that was coming.
Yeah, like I said, we started off slow, so the guys at halftime said we was going to come out and play basketball, and we did that second half and got a victory by 20.
Did you know that you were next to get poured water on?
No idea, man.
It's been a ritual here in the interviews. So, for you, you've been hitting your 3 lately. Are you being encouraged by Coach to take it?
No, I just shoot threes in practice, and sometimes I shoot it before the game, so it's been going in, so I'm going to try to keep doing it at the end of the game, though, not during the game.
All right, well, thanks, Mo. Dry off.
Thank you.
Guys.
All right, Roz, and make it 40 consecutive home victories. The last 18 of the last regular season, the first 22 of this year. They are 22-0 at home, so they tie the Orlando Magic of the mid-90s and 4 more to go. And it's going to be more than a calendar year. The Warriors are going away on a road trip again. They're not going to play at Oracle again until the week from Saturday, so at least February the 6th is going to be a year in about a week and a half. A formal welcome to Honda Warriors Postgame Live. Greg Papa, Gary St. Jean, Kalena Azubuike. We got to start with Klay Thompson. You know, people are kind of on the fence. We know Steph's going to start the All-Star game. Draymond's going to be a lock because coaches love him. I'm hearing that people are kind of on the fence whether Klay's an All-Star. I mean, I don't understand that. But he put up an MVP performance tonight. The votes are all in. They'll announce it tomorrow at 4 o'clock, Saint. But what do you say? 12 in the first quarter, 14 second quarter, 5 more in the third, and then 14 in the fourth to make it a 45-point night, a season high.
You know, beyond the threes, I was very impressed with his movement without the ball and then with his abilities to put it on the floor and drive it to the rack. And, you know, when he gets time and space on the perimeter, he's going to knock those shots down. That's just his trademark, but he just showed a lot of different stuff tonight. For example, there he just went to his left hand. There he's driving left, finishing right. He really moved without the ball very efficiently tonight.
That's his first half shot chart. He went on to score the 45 points on 20 shots. He was 10 for 10 from the free throw line, so a very economical night all the way around. And he also, Coletta, made 7 threes, but I know you were most impressed with his movement off the ball, the backdoor cuts on top of the 3-ball tonight.
Definitely. He took what the defense gave him, and he read the defense very well. He found all the openings, the cutting, the moving without the ball, and his teammates found him. The big part of scoring a scoring game like this is your teammates and finding the hot guy, and his teammates definitely found him.
And he was the hot guy tonight. Let's go back to Oracle Arena, go courtside, bring Bob Fitzgerald and Jim Barnett into Honda Warriors postgame live. Steph's already an all-star starter for a 3rd straight year. I think Draymond's pretty much a lock. Coaches love him. I'm hearing around the league, I don't know what you guys are hearing, that Klay is a borderline all-star. I mean, this team is 42-4. Last year, the Atlanta Hawks had 4 all-stars in the game. You got to think they're going to have 3 all-stars for the first time since 75-76, Bob, and Klay will go along with Draymond and Steph.
Well, if Klay's not voted, Greg, we're going to find out the coaches in the West that didn't, and the Warriors will take it out on them. Because this is one of the best two-way players in the league. The 45, but also that great defense at the off-guard spot. And so, I mean, Klay was an all-star last year.
Yes.
And he's just as good, and the Warrior record is even better. I mean, if he doesn't make it, people would have some explaining to do.
As Steve Kerr said, if someone is on the bubble, you don't know one player or the other, you look at the team's record.
Yeah.
And that speaks for itself. So Tonight, he was absolutely brilliant. So maybe he was making a statement at the stroke of midnight, if you will, for the All-Star voting. But this was a game where the Warriors, by the way, didn't win it with their defense. You know, so many times we talk about the defense changed everything. They beat the Mavericks with their offense. They had 71 points in the second half, 39 in that decisive third quarter, because they allowed 59 as well for Dallas in the second half. So they beat them with their offense tonight. I loved the little battle between Williams and Curry. They both got it going. They were very slow in the first half. Williams didn't even score in that first half, and then Steph only had 3, but they got it going in that third quarter, and it just somehow the whole second half was entirely different than the first.
Yeah, and this is that disjointed January, February, Greg, when you look at 10 of the next 12 are on the road. So you just finished 6 straight playoff opponents and went 5-1, but 10 of 12 on the road. Philly, New York, D.C., then the Thunder, Houston, the back-to-back Phoenix, and that's the All-Star break there. After the break, super long road trip that begins Portland, Clippers, Atlanta, Orlando, Miami. It's just, so they need to get to March 1, Jim. That's when they finish with 17 of 24 at home. But at 40 straight home wins, the first time we see the Thunder is when we come back from this trip.
I know it's going to be a really tough schedule later on like that, but you know, this is a great shooting team, and they proved it tonight. When you shoot 59%, and you're almost 50% from three-point range. Clay makes 7 of them. Curry makes 3. You know, they don't have too many off nights.
Yeah.
And when Curry was a little slow tonight, Clay picked up the stack there, and I thought that was terrific. This team is very, very good, and they can beat you in a number of ways.
Yeah, so I think, guys, the 30-point win you talked about, you're getting used to those. The 20-point win, the margin's closer. I mean, you guys got to break that down. Only winning by 20. I mean, this is the Saint-Astrator 20-point games, Jim. That's something we're not used to.
Yeah, and I think Dallas learned a lesson as other teams to do it too. You don't double team Steph and Curry. I think people are figuring that out because they eat you up. And don't try to outscore the Warriors.
Yeah, that's it, Greg. 3-point shooting contest end-to-end at Oracle. Good luck with that. It has not worked out for anyone this year, and really for a full calendar year.
All right, guys. Enjoy your travels to Philadelphia on Friday. We'll see you Saturday at 1 o'clock. Ball will go up at 2 o'clock. We only got through the first half of Clay's performance. So he scored 26 of the Warriors' 56 in the first half, Saint. And he had a pretty good second half as well. 5 in the third quarter. But he came alive in the fourth quarter with 14 more. Look at the efficiency. To score 45 points and take only 20 shots is amazing.
Yeah, tonight was a masterpiece, really, to tell you the truth. He was knocking them down from deep. But again, we saw early in this video the movement without the basketball was just superb. And give it, as Glenn said, give his teammates credit. 33 assists. Yep. I thought the ball really moved. We talked about that, the importance of that before the game. Kept down the turnovers.
9.
And I'm going to share this with you. When you can go above 50 field goal percentage, you go above 40 for threes, and you go above 90 for your free throws.
They were way above.
You are not going to lose.
Atlanta, they were 58 on their field goals and 48 on their threes. Way above 50, 49 tonight.
Right. I mean, those are good numbers. I mean, well, I thought this game was going to get away from the Mavs at some point, but the Mavs actually did a good job. They really fought. They held in there tough for a while, and Klay Thompson was really the guy that helped hold off the Mavs in those runs and helped the Warriors counter, and then he just stayed aggressive throughout the whole game. He just kept moving out the ball. The shot was falling. Everything was working. He helped to close the Mavs out in the end.
You wind up with a 20-point win, but it was 65-64 Warriors. It's our BMW turning point with about 7:13 to go. Great inbounds play. We pick it up a little bit later on of the 3, but they had a great dribble handoff to Steph. They go off on a 30-13 run, and then 19-5 to close the run. But just such great action offensively, Saint, off their defense.
Well, you know, and that's a big key. The defense wasn't stellar tonight, but it got the job done. That play right there epitomizes what was going on all night long, the spacing. That's a vintage draw and kick. Drive to the basket, draw the defense, kick it out to a teammate. Not bad when you got Steph going to Clay. And, you know, you had the bench really chip in. You saw Rush knock down a 3, and Livingston and Iguodala were strong in there. Mo Buckets had a good game, and you like to see the rookie getting his first basket of his career. So just a lot of positives. as the guys noted, this was an offensive performance tonight.
Yeah, that was the BMW turning the point, that 30-13 run, 19-5 to close the quarter. But you were watching something with your big focals on.
Yes, sir.
Check out something you want to highlight in that run there.
Yeah, this is a new little thing here. It's called Bookie's Big Time Bifocal. BBB. Speed it up a little bit.
You're too young for bifocals.
Speed up even more.
Bookie's Big Time Bifocals.
This is that play where you might not have recognized this play as big time, but that's okay because I got my bifocals on. And I'm looking
I think you got your
at
quad
this
focals
play,
on.
and I realize a big-time play when I see one. It could be near, or it could be far. And we're on defense here, and Klay Thompson gets a nice contest on Darrell Williams' three-pointer. We're back the other way, and then Steph Curry sees Klay's defenders getting sucked in a little bit to help, and Steph just weak side, beautiful pass. Cuban, your thoughts?
We had to edit that out. He got a little
seriously, he knows how big time that play was. My goodness, it was a 6-point swing. You stopped the three on one end, hit the three on the other end. That was a part of a momentum shift for the Warriors, and they never really looked back after that. And that is Bookie's big time bifocals.
You got 20/10 vision.
That's it, man.
Are those like Russell Westbrook where they're clear?
Yeah.
You don't actually need them.
That's the
they
style
look
now.
like Urkels.
You look like Urkels, look like Russell Westbrook, but you were all over it. And right when that happened, Mark Cuban was not happy with that one Klay Thompson three.
Yeah,
it is a PG-13 show, and Paul George is not here. All right, we got a lot more coming your way. We'll hear from Steve Kerr at Oracle Arena. We'll also have the do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I got to get Mo Bucket's flush out of those, right? That was the dunk of the night for Maurice, wasn't it?
Yeah, we didn't get that baseline out of bounds.
All right, Feldy and Ahmed, we'll see you at 10:30 Sportsnet Central. Look at the offense again, 127 points. They shoot 58% floor, 14 of 29 on threes. The star of the game, undeniably, Klay Thompson, just went off. 45 points, 14 of 20 floor, 7 of 12 beyond the line of the career high, 10 for 10. Steve Kerr back. Warriors, by the way, are 3-0 with Steve back, 3 blowout victories. And tonight, he rode the hot hand of his all-star off-guard, Klay Thompson.
I mean, you just always know he's capable of it. And, you know, it's when he hits his first couple, usually, you know, he's going to get going. But what I was thrilled about tonight was his movement without the ball. He opened up the game just really cutting and coming hard off screens and curling. And I think all those layups he got kind of gave him the confidence on the jumper. Not that he needs much more, but he got off to that great start, and he was off and running.
Have you spent extra time with him, maybe watching video and pointing? Because the movement without the ball was excellent.
Yeah, no, we harp on it all the time, team-wide. I mean, that's part of, you know, what we want to do is have everybody constantly moving and screening, and Klay's really good at it. You know, we get into ruts like everybody else where sometimes we'll stand a little bit, but I thought tonight was especially good in terms of his recognition of where the openings were, and, you know, cutting from the weak side or curling around our bigs, and he freed himself up. And obviously we've got a lot of good passers, and they found him.
Steve, when you look at the last stretch of games and over 30 assists and the way you guys overall have just moved the ball, I mean, is this as strong as any stretch maybe in the last year and a half?
Well, yeah, I mean, Raymond just gave me the stat. Five times in a row with 30 assists or more.
First time in 20 years an NBA team's done that. Orlando in 1995.
Raymond Ritter, everybody.
Steve, the energy seemed a little off in the first half. Do you know what that was about? And then did anything get said at halftime that maybe changed things around a little bit, or did it just come late in the third quarter?
It didn't surprise me, you know, coming off a pretty emotional, hard-fought game the other night. We expended a lot of energy, and, you know, here we are, late January, All-Star break still a couple weeks away. This is kind of a human nature game. It happens to everybody, and you know, no Dirk, so maybe subconsciously let your guard down a little bit. The good thing was, though, that we played a clean game. I mean, we only turned it over 9 times. Our defensive intensity was nowhere to be found. But in a game like this, when the other team is shorthanded and maybe you don't have all your energy and your life, you got to take care of the ball and be smart. And I thought we did a good job of that, and that allowed us to break free.
Steve, it looked like Brandon Rush played a little bit of power forward with the second unit in this game. Was that something you'd like to see more of in the future? Well, he's capable of it, and the way the game is being played these days, seems like everybody's going super small, and Dallas went really small, so that allowed us to play Brandon quite a bit at the 4 tonight, and we love what Brandon is doing. I mean, he's confident with his jump shot. He's smart in terms of just making the right play, not trying to do too much, and he's a good defender, rebounder. So we're really happy with what he's been able to do. It just gives us that much more versatility.
Was Looney at all surprised when you called on him in the second quarter?
Probably, I'm guessing. But we told him this morning to be ready. With Festus out, we told him we were going to activate him and to be ready to play a little bit. And it was good to get him out there. He's done a nice job in Santa Cruz. He's still not where he needs to be conditioning-wise, coming off the surgery and all the inactivity. But it was great to see him get his first hoop out there, and we gave him the game ball, and Draymond forced him to give a little speech. So that was the highlight of the post-game locker room scene.
Maybe they made him sing the UCLA fight song or something. Kevon Looney in his NBA debut. If you couldn't hear Raymond Ritter off mic there, the Warriors 33 assists, first team since the 94-95 Orlando Magic to be credited with 30 or more assists in 5 consecutive games. Highlight Zone is next on Honda Warriors Postgame Live. Join us Sunday at 7:30. San Antonio Spurs back home after their rough game Monday against the Warriors. Tim Duncan did not play. They still beat the Rockets 130-99. So the Warrior lead maintains at 3 over the San Antonio Spurs, the 2 best teams in the NBA. 2 of the best players in the NBA lead off our highlight zone. Normally Steph goes in the tunnel of love by himself. But Draymond getting a little coaching. Wetter. And he made it! Look at Draymond. These guys are having the time of their life. Is that amazing? But when the game started, Kalena, Klay Thompson had the time of his life tonight.
Yeah,
45.
These passes they're making, that one was through the defense. They're finding him all over the court, and he's finding the openings, and he is knocking them down like we know he can.
They say, Saint, there's a stat I read today, 9.9 points per game on catch and shoot, where he does not dribble, shoots within 2 seconds, the most in the NBA. But that's the flush of the night. Mo Buckets kind of deked him. They thought he was going high, and he went back door out of St. Lee.
Well, that was a great designed out-of-bounds play, and I just love the fact that he brought it strong. That's maybe the best dunk he's had as a Warrior.
That's Mo Flush right there.
Lean on.
Why wasn't that, what'd you call it, Bookie's big-time bifocal? Why wasn't that it?
I had to give it to Klay, man. But that was big time. That was big time. Just because it wasn't on there.
But guards stick together,
Right.
So you got
to represent for my position.
All Klay did is go for 45. I've seen him have 37 in a quarter.
Yeah.
It's not like that big of a deal. And tomorrow, hopefully, Klay Thompson will be named an All-Star reserve. You think so? You think it's a lock? We'll have to see. Hopefully it will be. But anyway, here's Klay's reaction after his 45-point night tonight over the Dallas Mavericks to get the Warriors their 40th consecutive home win.
That's what I try to get my game off every night. I don't have the handles like Steph, so I have to get my shots in different ways. And people are always going to jump on my jump shot. So I was just really in a good flow as far as using my teammates and cutting through the lane tonight.
Klay, you make fun of yourself for not sustaining runs sometimes. How nice was that to get all 4 quarters today?
It was nice. It was just nice to see the ball going a lot. I mean, I felt like I was due for a game like that the last couple weeks, and more important to get the win and not have a letdown game because it was such an emotional night Monday. So I was proud of the way we came out tonight.
Did you feel that pretty early that this would be a night like that for you?
Yeah, even I knew I was going to have a good night when I was getting in the rim, being patient with the ball, not letting it stick to my hands, but passing and cutting. And, yeah.
Is it more important you feel tonight on a night when Steph kind of started slow and Draymond was in some foul trouble?
Yeah, but I mean, that was bound to happen eventually. These guys have been playing at the craziest level the whole season, so it's not a big deal if one of them has an off night once in a while. We got one of the deepest teams in the league, and, you know, nice to give Steph a little break. Only played 30 minutes, and man, it's been a workhorse all season.
Steve said he was really impressed with the way you moved without the ball. I mean, do you feel like that was one of your better games doing that? I mean,
yeah, it had to be just you know, playing around my teammates when they were throwing the post, cut through the lane. Gotta give a lot of credit to them, man. They know where to put the ball every time, and they're so good at, you know, making that pinpoint pass. We got so many great passers on this team.
How was the rookie's post-game speech?
It was great. It was good to see Loon get some time, and I know it's a long road of recovery for him, so I'm really proud of the way he fought back, and he's learning every day. I can't believe he's only 19 years old. I couldn't imagine being in a situation.
What do you think about 40 in a row at home? I mean,
That's
feel like...
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Can't believe it. That's a lot of wins. So, you know, we love to protect this home court. The fans deserve it. Thanks, guys.
All right, Warriors are going on the road now. Philadelphia, the first stop. New York, and the world's most famous arena. Maybe a stopover at the White House.
Oh, my.
And then they're going to Washington, D.C. And we also got to figure out the All-Star reserves tomorrow. A lot to do. Don't leave us now on Honda Warriors Postgame Live. All right, we have a news alert for you. The Warriors have reached agreement with J.P. Morgan Chase to buy the naming rights for their proposed arena in the Mission Bay district of San Francisco. The arena, scheduled to open in 2019 for the 2019-2020 season, will be called Chase Center. So big news for the Warriors, and they're going to announce it officially tomorrow. A press conference at 9:30 a.m. we'll have for you. The Warriors President and Chief Operating Officer Rick Welts is going to be beaming with pride. They're going to make a lot of big deals with the arena, but this certainly will be the first and probably the most lucrative. So join us tomorrow for the press conference tomorrow at 9:30. So a big day for the Warriors franchise. Greg Papa, Gary St. Jean, Kalena Azubuike. 9:30 in the morning, we find out about the naming rights, and then at 4 in the afternoon, we find out about the All-Star reserves. So Steph will be a starter, third straight year, first guy since Rick Barry in the mid-'70s. We pretty much think Draymond's going to be a lock, right? Coaches love him. You are very confident that Klay, I'm looking at it all, because you pick 2 guards, 3 front court guys, and 2 bonus spots, either front court or back court. You seem very confident Klay's a lock to make the All-Star team.
I do, because they moved Kobe to a forward.
And he's already starting the game.
I know, but that's good.
Right.
Because that leaves enough spots back there with Westbrook and Steph. I think, frankly, that Klay's the third guy. Now, who do you want to take? You're going to take Chris Paul?
Lillard, Tony Parker.
Yeah. No, I got my guy above those guys, easily.
What do you do with James Harden?
He makes it.
He makes it.
He makes it. Those are the 2.
Is he a front court guy or a back court guy? I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway, so are you as confident? I mean, last year the Atlanta Hawks had 4. I think the Warriors should have 3, but when you look at it, the stars are in the West. You're pretty confident Klay will make it again.
Yeah, well, Klay Thompson, I mean, if it's up to the coaches know. You got it. They game plan for this guy. So he's one of the hardest guys to game plan for in the league, that quick release, the jumper. He's one of the best shooters in the league, if not the best if it wasn't for his teammate, Steph Curry. So he is definitely an all-star. I don't know how you keep him out of the game. Without
question. He's a great two-way player. He should make it, but we'll see what the Western Conference coaches do. That'll come up tomorrow at 4 o'clock. And then the Warriors are going to have a day off tomorrow, fly to Philadelphia on Friday. And our Honda drive ahead starts in Philly, then to New York, and then on to Washington, D.C. The 76ers, the 7-40 record does not look good, but keep in mind, they lost their first 18 games this year. On December the 30th, they were 1-30, so they have gone 6-10 over the last 16 games. And the guy leading the way, shockingly, was here for just a week or 2, is the former Warrior Ish Smith, Saint, playing great at point guard.
You never know when you're going to get your opportunities. Capitalizing on a big way. He's been a big impetus in their improved play.
This team is giving some good teams a game. I mean, these guys will really compete, and you better believe they want to come out and give the Warriors a game and really kind of get their season going in the right direction.
All right, so Washington will come up at the end. I think they're going to the White House Monday or Tuesday, and then starts in Philadelphia. But can you imagine we bring Ahmed and Feldy in? Can you imagine when the Warriors get to Madison Square Garden on Saturday?